How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video and checking it out. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you like my content. But anyways, this video is going to be a little bit different from my usual content, but I figured, this is something that I wanted to do, so I'm going to do it, edit the video, throw it up, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, gain some traction and you guys like it, so it gives me, more an incentive to do these type of videos. I used to do reviews on the channel here. There's might be one or two or maybe a couple on the channel that's live, but a lot of them are just privated, so you're not going to see them. But I used to do this type of stuff on the channel as well, so I'm going to implement this stuff again, and we'll go from there. But this video, I want to cover the 10 most anticipated JRPG/RPG games that are coming out in 2024 for me. And don't kill me in the comments, because I'm not a huge, or I wasn't a huge fan of JRPGs in the past. It just wasn't my thing with turn-based. My preference is more like an action RPG, but something has been pulling me in the JRPG genre over the past couple weeks, and I've just been scouring the plethora of different JRPG franchises that are out there. So please relax if I don't name something that you're looking forward to, because I'm just now diving into this headfirst, and there's so many games to get into that I want to get into. There's some games that I'm going back to that I've tried in the past and I didn't like. For example, the Yakuza series, I tried it twice and I just couldn't get into it. I think a lot of it has to do with timing, really, because I tried out Like a Dragon, and I started to play, maybe I put an hour into it, and I was like, ooh, I really like this. So I went and looked and seen there's so many different Yakuza games. And so I stopped playing it. And even though from what a lot of videos say, that's a good entry point, I wanted to start from the beginning because they're bringing back another main protagonist from the Yakuza series into the newest game that's going to be coming out. So I figured I'm going to get some backstory on this, and I downloaded Yakuza 0, and I started playing it, and I'm all in with it now. So I don't know, it's just kind of weird how timing works with some games. You start, you don't like, and then you go back to them, you're like, what was I thinking? So that's just one example. So don't kill me in the comments if there's something that I haven't mentioned here in the video that maybe you have experienced and you would like to suggest. Please let me know down there, and maybe I'll check it out. But let's jump into it. Now, this list isn't in any particular order, not like most anticipated to least. It's nothing like that. It's just 10 of them that I've seen that's coming out that I want to play. So let's get into it. The first one on the list is Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Now, I just started playing Eiyuden Chronicles Rising on Game Pass. I played a little bit of it, was like, okay, this is okay. But then I seen it on the PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Premium to download, so I started playing it there, and I really started to like it. Now, however, I did give it up because for me, there was too much backtracking, going to the Oak Forest just to get this one thing to run all the way back. It was just very tedious. So with that one, I had to drop. But with 100 Heroes, this looks completely different from that one. It looks more like your traditional JRPG, and it looks like the graphics are a little bit sharper with the pixelated art style that they go with. But that is one that I'm looking forward to. I think it's coming out maybe in a month or so. I'm not really too sure, but that's one of the ones that's coming out this year. The next one on my list here is, of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, I purchased Final Fantasy VII Remake when I had my PS4 Pro, and I really got into it. I didn't beat it, but this gives me more than enough reason to go back, sink some hours into it, and finish the game off, because Rebirth is obviously a continuation to that story, and it looks so good, and I can't wait to play that on the PS5 with higher resolution and hopefully higher frames. The next one is coming out very, very soon here, and that is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Now, I've been looking forward to this game for probably about a year, maybe, and it was one of the ones that looked just completely different from your traditional JRPGs. It was very action-oriented, so it really kind of grabbed my attention right from Jump Street. And just all the information that's been coming out about the character selections and whatnot has just really gripped my attention. And the fact that they have a demo on the PS5 to play. I played a little bit of it, and this is a day one buy for me. And I'm kind of curious what the future holds for this game. If we're going to get new characters to purchase, maybe a battle pass or a season pass or whatnot. I'm just really excited about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Now, the next one on the list here, I think has gotten everyone's attention this past couple months, and that is Dragon's Dogma 2. I played the first one. I have it on all three platforms. I have it on PC, is where I first purchased it. I have it on PlayStation, and I just bought it on the Xbox for $5, and I tested it on the Series S. It runs pretty good at 30 frames, if I'm not mistaken, but when I do upgrade to the Series X, that's really why I purchase games now on the Series S, is in preparation for the Series X, because I want to see, in hopes that it runs at a higher frame rate and a higher resolution. Even if the frame rate is the only improvement, that's cool with me. But Dragon's Dogma 2 looks phenomenal. The first one is apparently very long, and I just don't know if I want to go back and sink all the hours into it, because it doesn't seem like it is necessary to play the first one in order to get into the second one. I could be wrong on that, but if that is the case, let me know, if you know, down in the comments, so I can maybe get on a playthrough with the first game. Next one on the list, I just talked about this before we got into the list, is the Yakuza series and Like a Dragon. And that is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And this is the one where they're introducing, I can't remember his name. Kiru, don't kill me in the comments. You know, just help your brother out. Help your boy out, okay? From what I've seen, which is very little of this game, because I don't want to spoil myself. There's so much story in different games that I still have to go through with the Yakuza series, that I don't want any kind of little small details about story for Infinite Wealth. I just don't want to be spoiled with, until I go back and, you know, play the other ones and at least get the gist of what the overarching story is. But from what I've seen, it's taken the turn-based combat from the first Like a Dragon, and it's implementing it here. So I'm all for that. I don't mind it. We'll see what happens. I know it's going to be dropping on Game Pass, so if I can't get it at the time of release, I could just play it on Game Pass. It's no big deal. But definitely looking forward to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Next on the list, this might be a little surprise. It certainly was for me. This game is Saga Emerald Beyond. I have zero understanding of what this world is. I don't know if there's any prior games to this. All I know is from the trailer that I seen, the gameplay reeled me in. It looks like it's a very interesting game with the art style and the combat. So that's what I'm going on. Everything about it so far has hooked me, and it's grabbed my interest. So that's something, that's another game that I'm looking forward to in 2024. Now, the next one, it seems like to me, I have been waiting since the Xbox One original release came out. I think this is when this game first got talked about. I could be wrong, but I feel like this game has been announced a very long time ago, and it feels like I've been waiting for it forever. And that game is Blue Protocol. It was said to be released last year, but it didn't come out, obviously. Now they're supposed to come out in 2024, but there's still no release date or window, at least from what I could scour the internet and find. If anyone knows anything that isn't a troll, let me know down below in the comments. But everything about this, it looks like it's action oriented from what I can remember. And yeah, it just looks very interesting. The art style looks really good to me, and can't wait to get more information about this game, when it's going to drop, if there's going to be a demo, gameplay, so on and so forth. So there we have it there. The next one caught me off guard. I had no knowledge of this game, and I believe it first got, like, the footage got shown at the Game Awards last year, the end of last year. I could be mistaken, but this game is Enshrouded. It looks like one of those MMORPG survival type, almost like a New World or a Conan Exiles or an Ark Survival Evolved, something along those lines, because you build, you survive, you craft, it looks like. I'm just hoping there is some sort of story, main story, quest line or quest system built into the game that's going to keep me enthralled in it. So far from what I've seen, from the trailer, the gameplay, it doesn't really cover anything about story. So it could just be one of those survival, you know, build type games. But I guess we'll see in the future. So we have 2 more on the list, and I have 1 or 2 honorable mentions here at the end. So make sure you stick around. But the next one on the list, of course, is Bloomtown: A Different Story. Now this one looks like your traditional like SNES RPG turn-based, but it's set in like the 80s or the 90s. It looks really, really interesting. I got a bit of Stranger Things vibes from it. I got a little bit of Maple Story, a little bit. So from what I can gather, it looks really interesting, and I can't really wait till this releases so we can play it. I'm curious if it's going to be co-op and so on and so forth. Maybe it's split screen co-op as well. That would be really cool, I think. But yeah, Bloomtown. And the last one on this list, but certainly not least, I'm actually playing through the game prior to this right now, and that game is Visions of Mana. I'm really starting to love this series, and apparently it came out when I was a child. But like I said, back then as a child, I was never into JRPGs at all. I thought the turn-based systems on games like that were just not my thing. And at that time as a kid, I don't care about no story. I just needed something to like hook me, the gameplay. But looking back now, they are definitely some games that I want to go through. I am currently playing through Trials of Mana, and I am absolutely loving this game. So from what I've seen of Visions of Mana, it looks like it's just going to be a better version of Trials. So I cannot wait till Visions of Mana come out. It's going to be a day one buy for me for sure. Now I have two for you honorable mentions on this list, and those are the Suikoden series. Now, I think Suikoden 1 and 2 are supposed to be remastered, and they're supposed to be released sometime this year. And if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be released on the Switch, the PlayStation, maybe 4 and 5. I'm not sure if they're going to go to Xbox or not, and quite possibly PC. I'd have to look into it again because it's definitely gonna happen. We just need a more concrete release for the Suikoden series. And from what I've seen as well, the Suikoden series, or I'm sorry, the Eiyuden Chronicle series is much like the Suikoden series. So if they are for real, you know, the people who have played the Suikoden series, of course, I know that you're excited for them, and this will be the first time that I have played any of them. So I'm really excited for the remasters myself. And the second honorable mention, this is another series that I have not yet touched. I have no idea about this, but there's plenty of them in the damn franchise, and that is The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. Now, this game looks outstanding to me. And when I say it looks outstanding, I'm not necessarily just talking about graphics. I'm talking about overall. So that is the gameplay, that's the mechanics, that's the graphics. It's just how it plays. The whole presentation of the game looks very appealing to me. And I've never played any of the other Trails games. So this one, please let me know if there are games that I need to play before I play this one, as far as story goes, because when there's these long franchises that have been going around or going on for so long that have so many different games, sometimes you don't necessarily have to play all of them to be able to play the newest one. So I don't know if this is a situation like that, but you let me know if you know down below in the comment section. That's all I have for you on my top 10 JRPG/RPGs that I'm most looking forward to in 2024. And you let me know what you're looking for. If I didn't name any here on the list down below, or even if I did, you let me know down there. Do all those things. And as always, like the video. Subscribe if you fucking like my content. And as always, it's been your boy, it's been real, and I'm out. Later. I'm at the